Hi, welcome back to another edition of Mic Drops. I'm your host, Richie Averill, and I'm joined today with Shanavi Johnson with Dora.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
So we're going to talk about a very great topic today, HOAs.
Everyone's favorite topic. Yay!
Absolutely. So for anyone that might be watching, what is an HOA and what does that encompass?
So an HOA is kind of the overarching terminology that we use. Really what it is any community that provides services to the homeowners, such as trash removal, snow removal, lawn maintenance, or just general maintenance. But the legal term is common interest community. And so while your association may not be called an HOA, it would still fall under a common interest community if it provides any sort of services to the homeowners. And that's what an HOA is.
Okay, thank you. So for a future home buyer that might be looking to buy in an HOA, what are some things they should know before buying that home?
So the number one thing you're going to want to know are the restrictions that an HOA has. A lot of HOAs here in Colorado restrict renting, short-term rentals for those of us that love Airbnb, as well as pet restrictions. So you're going to want to know if your HOA or the one you're thinking about purchasing into has those types of restrictions.
Okay, good to know. And so what about if this home that they're looking to buy happens to have a violation or potentially have a violation with the HOA? Is there a way that this potential home buyer could find that out before buying?
So generally speaking, what you're going to want to look at is the status letter.
Okay.
Most sellers will provide that to the purchaser prior to them closing on the deal. However, if you don't receive one, you can always ask the seller to get one from the association or speak to the association yourself and ask if they have a status letter available.
Okay. And speaking of status letters, I've heard that sometimes a seller or a homeowner can get that status letter for free, yet if a buyer or potential buyer needs to get one, there's a charge for that. Is that true?
So it depends on the association. Generally speaking, the seller can get that for free,
Okay.
or the association may charge. However, if you're the purchaser, you will always have to pay for that. So if you can work with your seller, you can get that for free.
All right, good to know. So speaking of that, kind of going along with that question, what are some things a seller should do before putting their home on the market if it's in an HOA?
So the number one thing I recommend sellers do is kind of gather all of those important documents that you're going to want your purchaser to have. These are
Okay.
going to be your governing documents, such as your bylaws or covenants, meeting minutes, financial records, and of course that status letter. Those things, getting them together will make the process so much easier, not only on yourself but on your buyer as well. And then it gives them the opportunity to make sure that that's where they want to purchase a home in, especially if those restrictions don't match up with what they're wanting.
I can definitely say that having that information up front makes the process so much easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what other tips or words of advice do you have for people looking to possibly buy a home in an HOA?
I think also just kind of showing what services that HOA provides. A lot of HOAs, do community events, block parties, they do community engagement events is great. I also would recommend just going around and speaking to some of the homeowners and asking their opinion on where they live. Do they like it? Do they like the board? Do they like the HOA, excuse me? How's the community manager? Are they easy to get in contact with? Do they respond regularly? All of these things are important to think about when you're purchasing into a new HOA.
Very good information. And we have quite a few HOAs in the state, am I right?
Yeah, there's about 9 million HOAs in the state of Colorado. So, somewhere around 5 million people live
Wow.
in HOAs.
So if you're watching this, there's a great chance that you're in an HOA.
Absolutely.
So HOAs don't have to be scary.
No, absolutely not. They should be, a community involved thing. They should be something that you look forward to living in and bringing up your property values, somewhere safe for you to live.
I love it. Great information. Shanavi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been a great time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So there you have it, all the information about an HOA. So stay classy, Colorado, and we'll see you next time on Mic Drops.